This chapter is about collaborating with notaries. So something that I think is very, very important, you cannot always be everywhere at once, is that you are going to need to collaborate with different notaries to be able to do continuity within your business. And it's nice to have someone kind of help you pick up the slack in case you go on vacation, in case there is an emergency, in case you get sick. There are things that do pop up, and it's very important to know who it is that you're going to call on when you have an emergency and you cannot take care of it yourself. You do not want to turn away work. If you have the resources to be able to find clients that your title companies need, they will go to you rather than to anyone else. It is all about that relationship and that business continuity. So some of the things to think about when you are collaborating with different notaries is their experience. A fairly new notary might need some hand holding, might need some training before they are ready to start helping you in the way that you need. And I kind of put my notary network into buckets. So some of the notaries are very, very good at construction notarization. Some are very, very good at title, and some are very, very good at, all types of different notarizations. And I can just throw anything at them. But it does make a difference for me to know this is what this kind of document is. I'm going to send it over to Notary A. So get a hold of them, see their background of what it is that they're familiar with. That way you can gauge that and make sure that the clients that you are sending to them have a good experience. The other thing that you want to do is be very clear with your communication with the notaries and your expectations, because I have had it where I have sent a client over to a notary and then they have basically taken that client, and so for any future notarizations they were acting as the point of contact. It was a conversation that I had to have with that notary, and basically I was like, if I'm sending that, this is a one-off and I'm gonna be that client's go-to notary. This was a one-off. It just kind of depends on how you want to do your referrals. If you want to just give those clients to that person, or if you want to retain that client and just have them for those one-offs. So that's something to think about, and you need to clearly communicate with that, because that was nothing on that notary. I just hadn't said what it is that was happening with that. I know that some people set it up so that they just send work back and forth, and they seem fine with that, and that is something that is also available to you. There are other notaries that if they do give a client to someone, they usually expect some sort of compensation back, whether it be minimal or a higher amount. It just really depends. You have to have a conversation with these notaries so that way you have very clear boundaries, and there is nothing that messes up a potential friendship or a potential business partnership. The other thing that I think is important is I usually do a demo session with the notary, unless I already know them and I've been watching them in the space. I have had a pretty good read on most of the notaries that I work with, so I can tell if they are going to be strong notaries that know the law and will ask the questions that they need to ask in order for everything to be legal, and that their ethics are unmatched. I'm not going to send something to someone that I don't know. I want to make sure that my clients and my business partners have a good experience. That is something to really think about, because if you send something over to a notary and they do a poor job, you could miss out on that business partner, which could represent a very big part of your income. That is why it's important to know these notaries beforehand, and why I host all types of different things. That way everybody can get together, join the Facebook groups, and really get plugged into the community. That way you can have like a witness bank, have someone to ask any questions, or if they have anything. I really do enjoy working with other notaries. If you want to go on the different platforms, you want to see what platforms that they are on, and then also any different languages that they speak. I am always looking for people that are speaking a little bit more rare languages, just because it is always nice to have backup. If you speak a different language and you are a remote online notary, please let me know, because I am always looking for people that speak different languages, especially right now Mandarin. If you speak Mandarin, please let me know. And that is basically it as far as that. Make sure that you read over. I put in a checklist for the course. But if you have any questions, as always, feel free to reach out. And thank you for hanging out with me.